right. Ooh, it's kind of chilly. I am waiting on my train. I'm getting ready to take my behind where I needs to go. Minding my business. And I realized some stuff too in reference to what I've been experiencing and how things have actually transpired for me. Not just my family, just kind of like taking my family, removing my family from that experience and kind of focusing on all actualities. And I said to myself, all other actualities. I said to myself that, too often women, especially women my age, we face rejection, we face all kinds of different discriminatory energies, basically. And I can't really pinpoint exactly what it is. And the reason I say that is because, people have their way, okay, of doing and saying certain things, right? And I think my response to some of what I've been experiencing, honestly, is that I'm perfectly aware of the fact that people do not want to see me around, okay? I am perfectly aware that there are people who are not interested in what I have to say. I'm perfectly aware of the fact that there are people who are, very selective in reference to, the topics that I'm discussing. My channel is not for that. All right. My channel was for me to tell my story, speak on what I needed to speak on, and then, kind of move along, right? What I don't need is people trying to press the fact that I am not wanted in certain communities, that I am shunned, I am a pariah, I am an outcast, I am a societal reject, and all that stuff, right? Because I am aware of why that is, okay? Whereas some people may believe one story, I know the actual story. So, and a lot of people do at this point, because some people who figured what the story was or kind of had their own speculations in the beginning, they received their confirmation. Okay, so for me, I'm okay with that, but I need people to understand that I'm going to be where I'm going to be. And I think I said that real early on. I'm like, I'm not the kind of person who will, go to someone's home that doesn't like me. I'm not that type of person. I'm not the type of person who would, I'm not the type of person who would go and shop at someone's store if I know that that person doesn't care for my type of people, right? So if I go to a social media platform and I know that there are groups of people who pretty much dominate that social media platform, you won't see me looking those people up. You won't see me watching their stuff. You won't see me going to their pages. You won't see me doing any of that, because it's just not in me to greet that kind of energy with genuine energy when I know for a fact that I'm not going to get anything back but, something negative, right? So I decided today to speak on some things because it was time for me to speak on some things. And on top of that, I'm going to be retiring this phone. And I was like, I want to make sure that I close out the year properly. It's enough that I'm going through so much right now, you guys. So I'm like, I don't even think that people really know like 100% like what I've had to go through and what all has transpired and all of I think you guys know more than I do, actually, now that I think about it. But from my perspective, people don't necessarily know, right? Because it's my perspective and I'm the one that's in it and, kind of trying to get through it, right? So a lot of people it will probably be hard to believe, but I have gone through a lot. And it's not karma. It is not, someone feeling like they need to humble me and all that. It's literally people coming together needing to sacrifice someone else's energy so that they can then benefit from said energy or the downfall of someone else. That is what I have seen. That is what I've experienced. And I have, in many cases, come to a place of acceptance with that, because it's kind of like, well, what do you do if it's already been done, So you have to move forward and do what you have to do. But I don't need people kind of kicking me out of a situation that I didn't even ask to be in the first place. Okay? That's number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? I didn't ask to be a part of any of it. I was just honestly doing my own thing. And I think that, however we came to this space is however we came to this space. There are only a few people who know 100% how we came to this space. And I'm okay with it just being us, to be honest. But I feel like where I am in my life right now, so many blockages have been placed on my path that have prevented me from growing. And yet, I've still managed to grow. And I think that that's because there are energies out there that are working on my behalf and trying to, kind of help push me forward. I wish that it was better for me, because if it were better for me, then it would be better for so many other people, to be honest. But it's almost like so much has been done to try to break me down that, and it's so unnecessary, you feel me? But so much has been done to try to break me down that instead of me actually allowing that to happen, I've kind of done the opposite. And honestly, that's not my fault. That's how I operate. I think that's a natural instinct of any human being, any being in general. It's like, no, they have to fight for their existence and fight for their space and their place in the world. And sometimes when people feel like, oh, you don't have a place in the world, that's when shit really gets to that point where it's like, hold on, baby, I don't know where you got that information from. Okay? So, because I've been had a place in the world. Okay? But what I've had is people limiting me and blocking me and doing all kinds of other things to hinder my journey. There's some other things that I could say. I'm not going to, though, but I just feel like everybody should really be on the right side of right now. Messing around with sensitive information, DNA, stuff like that, we need to leave that out. Because I am not the problem. The problem is that people wanted to use me as a scapegoat and as a fucking experiment for their projects. And they got enough out of me. It's time for me to have happiness now. It's time for me to actually be able to find my way without blockages and people hindering me and talking shit about me,